We're going to be talking about Farcaster, the Farcaster Friends. Farcaster is kind of been talked about this ethereal social app. To me, it's way more than just Ethereum. It's a social app that gives everyone a wallet. You can also attach just a lot of wallets. So it's not just Ethereum, but all of the people holding on it come from an Ethereum background. So that's where that association is coming from. This is a hands-on workshop. So if you want to follow through, you can easily do it. There's going to be talks. There's going to be a GitHub sample. We're going to speed run through the presentation and then potentially have like 5 minutes for everyone to just quickly spit on the sample and then play them out. From being the most important is that you take away how easy it is to build something that can then go to the social feed. I'll show way more samples, usually around 15 minutes to get it through. So then you can do the hands-on part later with your project. There is a $25,000 penalty for Base. So if anyone of you is already building on Base, wants to just turn into a friend, now you're eligible for $29,000, which I think is quite nice bounty to have. Why Farcaster? Well, here's Tim. Tim is building a sports betting app. It's called Bracket. And what they allow you to do is, with your friends, you just pick the team that you think will perform the best. They're coming with the NFL, with the NBA, and different players, not officially associated, but just running with it. And the really cool thing that you can see on this little chart, the graph, is that every single time they do launch the frame, like every single time they do, in order to update to the frame, the total number of transactions has spiked. Why is that? But because all frames are all in the social app. So imagine you're opening Twitter and you're able to just directly interact with an app, and you already have the wallet, so you don't need to context switch with encrypted apps. That's what's way easier. The other pictures just a bunch of logos of companies that have built Frex. One of them being both those, a friend I'm happy to ask questions about this. That's one we did. Farcaster itself is now really becoming bigger with Coinbase happening. Coinbase is building their own like Twitter wallet combination and like a Farcaster client that is out yet. I didn't see it like a covered on it. Farcaster is now build their own wallet. So well, before it was just a social app and you brought your own wallet. Now in other world, India. The really cool thing about having a wallet in India is everyone that has funds in there is one click away from using the run and deposit it. So if you when you put protocol, they're one click away from depositing. If you have a gain, they're one click away from signing up, minting an NFT, or doing any kind of on-chain action. So you're one step away from the user doing on-chain actions. Even if they don't have the Farcaster wallet, then you have to figure out what their wallet is, but they have it connected. You can see all of that data, which we'll get to. Why am I here? Well, that's a good question. Definitely according to Fiducia and someone that the guy that knows his way well friends. And why is that? Well, Super was a Farcaster line that's now been acquired by the Farcaster itself. Morpho is really the that protocol of base. And we've built all of them for Hypershell, both like a reminder bot on top of Farcaster. Basically, I've built the ecosystem for 1.5 years now, and that's why I'm here. Why are you here? Well, you can build on top of Farcaster, right? Like everyone here is interested in building something and building something cool. One challenge we all have is how do we get our next users? Where do our users come from? Where do they spend their time? How can we run, say, a Twitter ad campaign to really get them? How can we engage with them? Well, if we want to actually farm data on Twitter, we would have to pay APIs. If we want to run an AI agent on Twitter, we would have to pay APIs. On Farcaster, all of that is free. That means you can run AI agents for technically free. You may have to run your node or pay the provider if you don't want to do that. But similar vein as to building on Ethereum or in a blockchain is technically free. You just have to figure out the infra side. Same on Farcaster, there's a company that you can pay $10 a month for, and then they do it all for you. It's called Nadar, really good guys. Frames themselves are on-chain web apps. Why do I put on-chain web apps here? Because that's the easiest explanation of what they are. Frames are on-chain web apps. It's like people think about Farcaster frames. It's like, oh, what is a Farcaster frame? No, it's literally a web app, and we inject a wallet for you. So by injecting a wallet, now you're in the social app, and you actually get a wallet, which we'll get to. The most interesting though is like if all the social data is open and there's wallets connected, you can run data analysis on that. So if you say, oh, I want to target and direct message every single CryptoPunk owner, well, on Twitter, that's going to be difficult because what can you do? You can run through all of the users and you want to see the PFPs or whoever has posted about a punk. Well, a Farcaster, because the wallets are attached, if that CryptoPunk user has verified that they own one, you will see that by their wallet being attached to their profile. So if they have done that, you actually now have a surefire way of knowing that it's them. You can also see any kind of other interaction. So you're able to match the financial data with social data. And if you're just interested in social data, like, oh, you're an e-commerce brand selling strawberries or strawberry juice, you can see everyone talking about health and strawberry juice, run the analysis, and now you actually can do targeted user acquisition, which on Twitter is going to cost you a lot. And on Facebook, that's only possible in ads because they don't even offer the APIs. So that's literally there. If you're building an app yourself and you do recommendations like, oh, who does your friend follow? Would your friend be interested in that? Well, if the user signs in and you have all of that rich social data, then you can take that and do the recommendations. So for me, for example, I posted while the Eagles won the Super Bowl and I was watching the game. So if anyone targets NFL fans, they could see that I was watching the game. And by logging into the app, in the app, they could recommend me some like NFL merch, some NFL subscriptions, and potentially I would buy it, right? That data, if you do it on Twitter, you don't really have the login. It's not connected to a wallet. If it's on Facebook, you don't even get the login really anymore with any kind of data. You used to do that though. So in the good old days, I'm not sure who remembers this. I was 12 years old when CampBuidl took over the internet. So I really only remember it from stories and some of my friends playing it and showing it. So that is all of the old Facebook games. So these games were played in the social feed in the sense that you just open Facebook, you play the game, and in that Facebook game, you shared it. And while sharing it, well, all of your friends were now sharing, oh, this is the new high score that I got. This is the item I get in Farmville. Like, oh, I want to raise my cow and want to feed it. Oh, do you have food over? Who has food over? All of a sudden, that game is spreading within the social feed. And if anything is spreading socially, nowadays called like viral. But you can actually tap into it and make your game go viral. On Facebook, links are penalized. On Twitter, links are penalized. Well, in Farcaster, we actually actively encourage people to share links because frames are just web apps. So you have to share your web app. And you can do that by, say, you append something to the URL and then you know what user it is and you get some context and way more. But that's the general gist on why you want to do it. The Twitter ads, on the other hand, were all Twitter ads that have now shut down over the APIs. Some of you may recommend or still have memories of those Twitter ads. Well, if that API was free and all of the data was open, they would still be around. Now that the full APX behind the 40,000 price tag a month and the minute APX behind the $5,000 price tag, if you want to build more app, well, yeah, that was the same for them. So what can you build? We kind of like highlighted it a little bit. You can do basically all of it. But the cool thing is the programmable social, right? We're building these like good old days that we had now. So this is Farcaster. All of the Facebook games kind of like target in here. You can see 28, and don't ask me how much time I spent inside Wildcast in the social app playing this game. Like, I do not know. I should have been on the toilet 5 minutes. Took me way long. And then look at the game. Then there's Starbucks, Techers, and others, and then I'll also create a studio where they're now using AI to generate the game. The cool thing then, though, is like you can see all of your friends' high score, which is why I know that I'm bad at 2048. Okay, like you can see that. You can literally check that because all of the scores are there. You can enter my data, and it's there. So that's a quick why you would want to go with podcasters. That's a quick why it matters to you because either you want to get the users, either you want to build something social, or you just generally care about making on-chain easier. Then Farcaster is really cool to build with. These are 2 links. One is the docs. If you have any questions, reach out to me. There's a link to my webcast at the end that just simply shows you how to turn the website into a frame. And the other one is the simplest Farcaster frame, but it's simplest because it's one HTML page. Yeah, it's one HTML page. No React, no Next.js, no other framework that I may like and you may not. One HTML page. And I'm going to show you something with it. Because if we just take that single HTML page, which you can see here, and this is the actual GitHub that we're referring to, and it's, get started, edit the index, then enter your URL, and then you're good. If you want to see that a little more detailed, the docs that I was talking about has that. So you'll see that, here's one JSON that you're building out, which is, launch the frame, the frame is called the Farcaster Product Studio. But that's kind of a plug. Anyways, you can change that obviously. And then how the frame called? The frame is called, in this case, the Farcaster. That's the URL it goes to. Here's a little image you set while it's loading, and we'll see those in action quite shortly. And then you can confine all of that and you just put it in a meta tag. So for anyone who built with Open Graph and knows that you can put an image there, now you just put this one JSON there, and all of a sudden it's got a regular webcast. So if we go to frames, and this is now me just literally going here and try to see that I actually do not have an internet connection, which is cool. We'll fix that. And then we're literally going to see that it's spinning up if my internet connection is good enough. That's US Wi-Fi is better than in Germany, like mobile data. I'm quite happy about that. But it's still loaded just as fast as in Germany, which is slow. Then here's a little demo of a Yoink, and you see the splash image right here, right? So what we talked about and see here, this like splash image already is showing up here, and it's loading, and it's coming up. There is another demo that the team has done that's loading, and it shows you all of the demo features. This is kind of like their demo of what can you all do on Farcaster that you may want to try. You can open links, which, hey, it opens a link. You could open a webcast link, which is opening something in the app. You can sign in here, which is going to prompt me for my phone because, well, this is not two factors. This is similar to what also talked about with like actual signatures. So my phone actually has my key to my webcast, so please don't steal it. So I would now have to go on my phone and I would quickly tap in webcast to sign in here because I now have gotten a notification, which I hope I didn't. I don't see it. So live demo luck for me, I guess. I do not see that sign-in part. Have I gotten a push notification, maybe? No, I don't. Okay. So this live demo has not worked. We will continue with the other live demos. No, so if I type my FID here, or like one of Dan, that I'm gonna view a profile, and this is Dan, who's the founder, one of the founders of Farcaster, and now I can go follow and do all of that. So if you are in your app, you want to highlight an artist, for example, well, it's just one click. They can get a follow, or you can get a follow for building something really cool. So you may be able to monetize through on-chain actions. You may be able to monetize through engagement and building that distribution, right? And all of the on-chain actions are also in here. You can add the frame to the client, which I'll show you in just a second. And you can do way more here that's transaction related. If people add the frame to the client, you can send push notifications. Yes, you could build a web app and send push notifications reliably to a mobile app that has users. And Coinbase already confirmed that in their new Coinbase wallet, they'll support the same. So if you want to be able to send a push notification about something in your app to every single Coinbase wallet user, this is going to be the way that you're going to do that. And if we now go back to our little sample here, we just add this little thing, and then we're good to go. There is some more if you want to send push notifications, and to make a node, you have to include this little script, or you're including their SDK, and then you just build this out. Why am I saying vibe coding, and why is it vibe focus? Because if I just throw that little HTML script that's in this GitHub in here, that cursor can go and literally show me, oh, this is my app. So it could just generate a little ETHDenver main thread for me. I haven't hooked this up or anything, but this is one little prompt of make it a nice ETHDenver Hello Funny Crypto Kitty page. So, which is what page had to get that out of line. So everyone that doesn't know how to code or doesn't feel comfortable with front end, this is how you can get a front end up and running. And we can run this for iterations and go through. The really cool thing though is that if we just go to this little GitHub and we download the zip, we just get the zip file, we get it in here, we unpack it, and then we just go to a hosting service. In this case, I'm using fast because I want some decentralized hosting. We go upload, and here's my assets folder. I literally just take it. I haven't changed this. You saw that it all came from GitHub. So I'm just taking this. I'm creating a build, and this is not going to deploy. And then we're going to go into Webcast and see that this page now actually loads. And you can use AI to then build your next web page. You can use your own web page to go in there. So this build is now loading. We'll see when it goes through so that we can actually check it. It's just now installing. This looks like the AWS CLI, so I'm not sure. When it's done, we'll see. We'll have a little preview here. And then we could go into this frame page, and here's my edit frames, and then we can just paste it in this like little depth tool and see where it's going, which means I just cloned one little repo, thrown it in there, and I'll probably in the social app. The social app, by the way, is in the App Store. So you could do crypto transactions in the App Store by funneling it through a frame. So instead of having to build out PWA and deal with notifications in the PWA, which any one of you who built PWAs knows is not really the nicest thing to do, then you could just actually go push notifications in the App Store through Farcaster. That to me is one of the really cool things. The Mokko frame I talked about a little bit earlier is just a little deposit flow. It seems that my connection is not strong enough to show it, but there's also other apps. You recognize this FarmBuidl from what I talked about before with Farcaster, with Facebook actually. Should now also have a deposit. Preview. Should we go and see a link? Where is my preview? Is it under projects? Yes. View the site. This is a quick little hello. So if we go into webcast and we launch the frame, it's going to be right here. And this right here, we can also go, and then you have some tools here, you can add it, whatever. So to recap, all I did is I downloaded a zip, I uploaded it, we now have a new frame ready to go in the social app. And yes, I'm actually in the social app, so here's the published channel, people talking and engaging. So you can get in here in front of a native crypto audience quite quickly. And no, I'm not cheating. This is literally the index HTML that we just saw. The only thing in here is literally those meta tags. So I can also show you this here real quick. So if we go into the elements, the head, meta, there's your open graph, and there's this little JSON. So all we did is put this little JSON in here, and all of a sudden we're ETH podcast. You want to adjust this JSON to be your own domains and your own styling, but this is generally the gist of how that goes. And this is literally the only two tutorials that we needed to make that happen. And that is the groundwork for building any kind of app, any kind of game, any kind of crypto app and taking it in there. If you actually want to do the transactions with it, I'll quickly show you the Morpho sample of how quick it was for us to just literally do deposits on Buffalo, which in the first day was around 20,000 actual deposits that we could trace per frame, but now it's more. The Morpho team is actually more concerned about the small transactions, meaning like the $5 amounts and all that, because that actually means that users use it. This is with Redbull. This is not the embedded wallet. In the embedded wallet, it's literally one click. So now I'm going there, I'm sending in my USDC, then I want to deposit, and all of a sudden I'm earning on-chain yield, and I never really left a social app. With Webcast Wallet, you don't even have to do that flow anymore. So me showing the best flow is you don't need this anymore. You can actually just go and do the deposit. So if we're going to want to do to the recent one, you will see that this is way easier because we can actually also now withdraw and take the money out again, which is, well, say, give me $2.50. This is the pop-up. Hey, yes, really cool. And it's also said, any pop-up that comes out, he's going to click. So put a flag in front of us there, and you get $2, $5, however much you have on your Wellcast wallet. So I'm actually not sure if you get Wellcast rewards for being a top poster, you actually have USDC in there. So we could get some USDC from you. So this is literally how easy it is to now use crypto and put it in front of users. And that's what I wanted to show. And this is just building Farcaster frames. And yes, I'm starting from scratch and I'm going again. And all of the social apps that you saw before that were to Facebook and all of the social feeds, you can now build again. So thank you for taking the time watching through it. There's a few frames. There's a link if you just want to link up and ask questions. I'm also happy to answer any kind of questions here if anyone has some. And I'll actually put the builder links back up because I think that's what you actually care about. Yes.
What kind of hosting you can use for this? Can we do it on GitHub pages?
Yes. And it's HTML monetized. So yeah, I
HTML page can be a frame.
yes. Any HTML page. It's literally just the meta tag that I put in there that made it so it renders in the P.
And I can call transactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the transactions I can also show. Surprisingly, y'all won't believe this, but I also have docs for those. So from that data, we go to the landing page. This has docs, and this has a link that says develop on-chain frames. On-chain frames, if you want to do transactions, yes, making a frame via the metadata, like this is the HTML tag we're talking about, GitHub pages, whatever you want to do. And then the Farcaster team has the BlockMe connector ready to be added. You just plug that right in there and it works with all your Web3 tooling. So just like you add MetaMask to Rainbow, any kind of projected wallet, on Wallet Connect, you name it, in your BlockMe config, you just add the Farcaster frame. As soon as it's in a frame, it's going to be there. There's do, or if you want to actually make sure that you're on the right chain with some effect. But yeah, that's the gist.
Wallet question present.
Cool. If any of you have any kind of questions afterwards, I'll quickly put it back up. You can reach me at Samuel L. Huber anywhere. That's 2L because my break that caller was named Lewis. So I'm carrying that aid forward. So Samuel L. Huber basically everywhere, Telegraph, Twitter, webcasts, and you name it. If you have any common questions, until the end of the week, there's $25,000 bounty by base for anyone building a base to also make it a Farcaster friend. So if any of you are already doing that, you can have a chance to grab Pi of $25,000 by literally just adding HTML metadata. And if you have any kind of questions, I'll leave out there for you. Awesome. Thank you.